What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here and being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this holy mess.
Have you ever been swallowed? Swallowed. I would have been. Have you ever been swallowed? Swallowed. Swallowed up. 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 Have you ever been swallowed? Swallowed. Swallowed up.
Things, but I saw the Madam Vice President in a rally where some people said Jesus is Lord, and she looked at them and said, "You're in the wrong rally." And they tried to sweep it. They tried to sweep it under the rug like she wasn't addressing that. But there were two people. One had said that she was telling lies, and the other said Jesus is Lord, and she addressed them both. She said, "You all, not one of you, y'all are at the wrong rally. You don't believe me." They kept it out of the news. While on the other hand, the other candidate has people singing "How Great Thou Art" in his rallies, and still a bunch of pimp jack-leg preachers who are in bed with the political elite are trying to tell their congregations to vote for someone who is against the Judeo-Christian ethic. That devil is a liar, and God will determine who's who. You're looking at me like you didn't hear about it. That's why I brought the clip. Show it.
Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
No, that wasn't what she was addressing. She was addressing someone who called her a liar. No, she was addressing them both. She heard someone call her a liar. She heard someone say Jesus is Lord. And she says, "You all are at the wrong rally." And then she says, "You need to go to the smaller one down the street." Well, let me tell you something, my sister. You need to watch how you deal with God's people in this hour. Because just because you get elected, if you do, doesn't mean you'll last. God is still the God of heaven and the God. That's not a threat. I'm a prophet. God will do certain things to silence the mouth of mockers. So you sell your vote for welfare programs, stimulus packages, housing promises, even if the candidates are against your Christian values and your Judeo-Christian ethic, and then you have the nerve to stand in a pulpit and call yourself a child of God. No, you're not. You're not a man of God. You're a preaching pimp. Selling your people for the latest trick. Don't worry, I don't want to come to your conference. I've already been. God wasn't there. I ain't coming again.
Clarence McClendon, shut up disrespectfully. Let me tell you something. This is why I said in some other commentary before, these people who want to get up in their pulpits, get up in their churches, talk about politics like this, because it's like you really don't know the laws of the land. And even the Bible says that you're supposed to obey the laws of the land. There are laws of the land that there is something called separation of church and state. You need to lose your tax exempt, your 501c3 status if you're going to use your church as a political front. And for him to try to spin the narrative to make it seem like Kamala is an atheist or a whatever because some people were being disruptive at one of her rallies, and yeah, someone may have said eventually Jesus is Lord, and she said you're at the wrong rally. He knows exactly what she was doing. Did she come out and say no, Jesus is not Lord? First of all, it wasn't even in a church. It was at a rally. It was not in a church. And even if it was, it's like, who are you to sit and call someone a pimping preacher when, from what I've heard, he is one of the most pimped out preachers there is. Let me tell you something. Some man who divorced his first wife and married the next wife 7 days later, was it 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months? No, 7 hours, 7 days later. And to sit and talk about your Judeo-Christian values, what are you saying about Donald Trump? The man that said, grab him by the P-U-S-S-Y, when you're a star, you can do anything. I just grab him and I just start kissing him. And his good buddy, Jay Epstein, who he and Trump were hanging out, getting the young chicks and doing what they were doing. Trump, who is a convicted sex offender. Trump, who is a liar. Trump, who has 39 convictions. So it's like none of that stuff matters, but you want to try to make Kamala actually being courteous to someone, not like Donald Trump saying knock the crap out of him, get them the F up out of here, saying, oh, you're at the wrong rally, when these people were being disruptive, who were clear Trump supporters. Don't give me that BS line about, oh, at his rallies, you have people singing how great thou art. If that is the case, trust and believe Donald Trump was thinking that they were singing about him. All right? Because he believes he is God. He believes he is great. When he says make America great again, what he's talking about is himself. He's not talking about America. He's talking about himself. Making everything about him. Wanting to have the military to be of service to him. Wanting to get rid of the checks and balances that are there for a reason, even though a lot of times those scales are not level and not balanced, because we see what the Supreme Court does, and it has definitely been more so in his favor, but yet and still, he wants to get rid of all of those checks and not have things balanced and wants it all to be about him. How is that something that is of God? How is that something that's Christ-like? But you want to make Kamala, speaking to some disruptive people at her rally to say, oh, you're at the wrong rally. These people are crazy. Clarence McClendon, trash. And wasn't there something about him years ago with the Tia and Tamara twins? I don't know if you all remember about that. If you ever heard anything about that, you can let me know in the comments. But yeah, I heard that there was some stuff about those twins and him, but I don't know. I'm just saying, and that was many years ago. But for him to sit and say anything about Judeo-Christian values when a lot of tea has been spilled about him and the finances and how he operates his so-called ministry. Get up out of here with that, trying to influence people's vote and talking about Kamala mentioning to people who were being disruptive at her rally that they're at the wrong rally, and someone said something about Jesus is Lord. Child, please. Clarence McClendon is a joke, just like he was when he was on that show Preachers of LA many years ago. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.